Hello everyone, I'm just going to talk you through today's lesson. It's all about oil rig, and it's all about oxidation and reduction. Now in this reaction here, iron oxide plus aluminium goes to iron plus aluminium oxide. We know that iron oxide loses the oxygen and therefore is reduced, where aluminium becomes aluminium oxide and is therefore oxidized. Now this is the simple kind of foundation way of looking at it, but we're going to look at it in terms of electron transfer. And this acronym here, oil rig. Oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. This is all about electrons. So we're going to look at this in terms of electron transfer. You're going to need your formula of common ions, which I will pop on the bottom of the PowerPoint presentation. So this iron here, iron can exist as two ions. Iron can exist as two ions, Fe2 plus or Fe3 plus. This is Fe3 plus. Fe3 plus. So iron oxide, I'm going to give this to you now, this is the reaction we done the other day. Fe2O3 plus Al, because aluminium is on its own, goes to Al. Aluminium is also 3 plus. I'm using my formula of common ions over here, I'll show you in a second. Al2O3 plus Fe. So there's loads of things going on here. First of all, this is displacement reaction, because aluminium is more reactive than iron. Second of all, this is the oxidation reduction in terms of oxygen. Oxygen goes from the iron to the aluminium, so you can see iron's reduced, aluminium's oxidized. Now we're just going to talk about the electronic transfer. And to do the electronic kind of transfer, you need to work out what your oxidation states are in compounds. But when an element exists in this element form, this elemental form, the oxidation state is 0. So the oxidation state of aluminium there is 0 and iron is 0. So oxygen, I look at my formula of common ions over here. Oxygen is O2 minus. I'll quickly show you the formula of common ions and then I'll go back. There's my formula of common ions. As you can see, oxygen or oxide is O2 minus, aluminium is Al3 plus, and iron 3 is Fe3 plus. Okay, so I'll go put that back there. Let me just check it's in the right place. There we go, perfect. So 0, 0. Now in here, oxygen's 2 minus, so, but there's 3 2 minuses, so there's 6 minus, so that must be 6 plus. There's 2 of them, so it's 3 plus. So Fe equals 3 plus. Oxygen is O, and that's 2 minus. Aluminium here is oxygen's 2 minus, so that's 6 minus. That's 6 plus equals 3 plus, and oxygen equals 2 minus, and iron equals 0. So let's look what's happened here. So so iron's gone from Fe3 plus to Fe0. In other words, the oxidation state's gone from 3 plus to 0. So it's gone from Fe3 plus to then 0. Now to go from 3 plus, let me make sure that's a plus. To go from 3 plus to 0, you would have had to have gained 3 electrons. Because to get rid of that 3 plus, you have to gain 3 electrons. So in other words, iron's gone from Fe3 plus to O-, it's gained 3 electrons. So looking at our acronym, oil rig, oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. This one had to gain 3 electrons, reduction is gain. So iron has been reduced, okay? Fe has been reduced. And as you can see, that ties in with reduced. It ties in with the actual just removing the oxygen or adding the oxygen. So Fe's gone from 3 plus to 0. In other words, it's had to gain 3 electrons to go from that 3 plus to a 0. Gain 3 electrons, reduction is gain. So iron's been reduced in terms of electrons. This one's nice and easy because it just shows oxygen disappearing, so you can see it's been reduced in terms of the oxygen. But imagine if it was FeCl2 or something like that, where you're not actually removing or adding oxygen, but it can still be oxidized or reduced in terms of electrons. So you need to get used to doing it this way. Now aluminium we'll do together, and then there's lots of practice for you to do on the PowerPoint. So aluminium goes from 0, oxygen's 2 minus, times 3, 6 minus. So 6 plus 6 minus, because they've got to cancel each other out. Remember, you know, our formula of common ions, Al, 3 plus, O, 2 minus. Do your crossover trick, and that's why you get your Al2O3. So aluminium is 3 plus, oxygen is 2 minus. So we've gone from 0 to 3 plus. So in other words, how do you go from 0 to 3 plus? Well, it would have had to lose 3 negatives. In other words, it's lost 3 electrons. So aluminium has lost electrons, and oxidation is loss. So this has been oxidized, this has been reduced, and that is using the oil rig method. Let me know how you get on with that.